Dating apps don't work for men, or at least for most men. Let me explain. You see, one thing you got to keep in mind as a man, especially if you know you're just an average guy, there's nothing spectacular about you. You're not the tallest guy, you're not the most facially blessed man. You got to keep this in mind that apps, at the end of the day, are not your friends. They are a business. And a business has one goal in mind. That goal is to make money. Dating apps don't give a damn about connecting you with a girl, because they know if they connect you with a girl or a woman, you're going to head off the app. They need to keep you on that app for as long as possible. It applies to women as well, but let's be honest, it's the men who typically make up the most percentage on dating apps. I want to show you an article. Now, this article, I found it on Medium, and the title, as you can see, is Dating Apps Don't Work For or Without Men. I'm going to speed through the paragraphs because I want to focus on two key points. Modern dating has been defined by apps. Tinder, Plenty of Fish, Bumble, yada, yada, yada. I'm fairly positive I made up the last one, but who knows? The problem is that they all have the same flaw in that each and every one is a sausage fest. What does that mean? That simply means it's more guys on dating apps than women. Let me go to the next point. I want you to focus on these statistics provided by Statistica in 2021 on the gender usage of Tinder. And you can draw this across many dating apps. You will see that on Tinder, 75.8% of users are men. 24.2% are women. Depending on the app, between 57 to 78% of users on Tinder are men, and typically across other dating apps. So that's one of the reasons why it just doesn't work for men. There's more men on these platforms than there are women. That's number one. Number two, the bottom 80% of men. One of the realities of dating apps is that the few women that are already on the app are only going for the top guys that either is very attractive physically or is able to convey his personality through his bio. But typically it's the guys that look rich, look tall, look physically appealing. There's data behind this, by the way, so don't try and act like I'm lying. If you look at the paragraph, it says, even more disheartening is the fact that current research is showing that women find approximately 80% of men unattractive. Naturally, who is in the bottom 80% is going to be different for each woman. But there are men, myself included, who are likely to be in the top 80% of most time. So that already tells you how difficult it is to get a woman's attention who is already on an app. Okay? 80% of women find men unattractive on apps, in general, right? So as a man, you got to understand that the odds are stacked up against you when you're online trying to do online dating. There is a ton of competition. The women are very picky. The women don't even use the app as much as men do. So your best bet, in my opinion, is strictly to use the app as a supplement. But nothing beats going outside, talking to women in person, join clubs, go to the library, go to the mall, go to the park, do something, have a life, have a social life that puts you in situations to meet women. If you don't have none of those things, it's going to be very difficult. Then you have to be very reliant on apps. You see what I mean? That's my advice. That's my 2 cents. Dating apps do not work for the average man, for most men in general, because most men are average and there's nothing wrong with that. You got to put yourself out there and use the apps. If you're going to use the apps as more of a supplement, not the main thing.